Now at 5, as COVID cases surge in Oregon, the state hits a devastating milestone of lives lost. We take you inside the ICU at OHSU to show you the reality for overwhelmed healthcare workers.
It kind of feels like the world just gaslighting you, like they don't believe your experience.
Plus, protests grow over a Newburgh school board vote to ban Pride and Black Lives Matter flags.
They just need to be accepted and loved and celebrated for who they are.
Why those who work with LGBTQ+ youth are worried about the message the move sends to kids in our community. And then it's one of the biggest evacuations in U.S. military history as efforts continue to pull people out of a collapsed country. The latest from Afghanistan and local insight on what comes next for refugees. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany Folgers. Oregon is marking a new grim milestone. More than 3,000 people in the state have now died from the coronavirus as of Friday. This week, KGW got a rare look inside the medical intensive care units in Oregon hospitals. And like many hospitals in Oregon, OHSU has been overwhelmed by COVID patients. They're even now releasing COVID-19 hospitalizations and the vaccination rates of those patients on social media in an effort to get the word out about how serious this crisis is. Here's Christelle Kumwe with our report.
Statewide, 21 more COVID patients were admitted to hospitals just on Friday, bringing the total to 866 current patients. Of those, 241 are in an ICU.
We're constantly assessing heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen levels. We're monitoring the waveforms on the ventilator.
OHSU has even published data on Facebook of their current COVID-19 hospitalizations so everyone can see the real-time struggle. As of Friday, 37 of their patients had COVID, 21 of those are in the ICU, 15 are on a ventilator.
And I just wish people could hear it, that if you're worried about side effects from the vaccine itself, your risks of what can happen to you or your loved one if you do not get vaccinated are astronomically higher.
The majority of those hospitalized, 16, are between 40 and 59. One person was fully vaccinated while the other 15 were not. OHSU ICU nurses are taking on extra shifts and working tirelessly to help patients, almost all of whom chose not to get the vaccine. The Oregon Health Authority projects a grim outlook. Bigger increases in daily cases and hospitalizations going up through September 7th. And they think daily cases could increase more than 5,000 with 300 new hospitalizations a day by the end of this week. While it may be too late to stop the current wave of infections, healthcare professionals say getting vaccinated as soon as possible can prevent the situation from getting worse.
This doesn't have to happen to anybody anymore. So if you're able to get the vaccine, get it.
Christelle Kumwe, KGW News.
If you'd like to learn more about what's going on inside Oregon's ICUs, we also got a chance to see the work inside a Bend hospital. It's a powerful, not to be missed story. And you can watch that report in about 30 minutes right here, or you can find it right now on the KGW YouTube channel. We'll also have more stories as part of our Overwhelmed series next week. The record-breaking year of gun violence continues in Portland, with the latest deadly shooting taking place last night in the Lens neighborhood. Officers were called to the scene near Southeast 92nd and Holgate around 9:45. When they arrived, they found the victim with serious injuries. This morning around 11, police say the victim died at the hospital. If this is determined to be a homicide, it would be the 60th of the year in Portland. Police say the suspect is still out there, and they believe witnesses may have left the scene before officers arrived. If you know anything about this, you're asked to contact Portland Police. Police are asking for your help to find this person, 47-year-old Wayne Thompson. Portland police say he allegedly shot and killed Adrian Anastasio on a TriMet bus back on August 8th. Anyone who sees Thompson should not approach him. You should instead call 911. A massive fire at a cold storage facility forces evacuations in downtown Puyallup, Washington. Hundreds of firefighters had battled the flames. Puyallup is just south of Seattle and slightly southeast of Tacoma. The building burning contains 1,000 pounds of anhydrous ammonia used for refrigeration. Firefighters are concerned about toxic fumes and the threat of a large explosion. Officers have been going through neighborhoods within a mile of the industrial facility, telling people to get out. There's no estimated time when the evacuation orders will end. Back here at home, a fire in Portland sent several people to the hospital overnight. It happened near North Amherst and Alma Avenue. Crews were called to the home just before 12:30 this morning on reports 2 people jumped from the second floor. When they got there, 2 people were outside of the home with a car and the first 2 floors on fire. 2 people went to the hospital for smoke inhalation, and a firefighter was sent because of heat exhaustion. The cause of this fire is under investigation. Well, protests are getting louder over a Newburgh school board vote to ban Pride and Black Lives Matter flags. The ACLU of Oregon says it's unconstitutional. And on Tuesday, a group plans to demonstrate against that decision. Galen Etlin continues our coverage after our story got national attention this week.
This 17 by 30 foot Progress Pride flag made of plywood stands as protest on a hill within sight of Newburgh High School.
That they know that they're not invisible.
J. Bill McCarthy and his wife Erin joined neighbors in building the flag on their farm last week after the school board voted 4-3 to ban Black Lives Matter and Pride flags. Vice Chair Brian Shannon argued this was why.
To get political symbols and divisive symbols out of our schools.
It just brought me back to little middle school me.
Erin is part of the LGBTQ community who, with the help of strangers, put together this flag and barn display that says love. Their effort got national attention, with Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez visiting Newburgh. Outlets like The Advocate and LGBTQ Nation also picked up KGW's story, showcasing the symbol of support, but also defiance.
It's heartbreaking, honestly.
Amanda Boothby graduated from Newburgh High School in 2015.
It wasn't even really welcoming to begin with.
She says symbols of pride go a long way.
I see love, I see acceptance, I see who I am as a lesbian woman.
She's planning a protest of the board's decision, with hundreds responding to an invite online to show up at the center of town Tuesday evening.
I know Newburgh is really big on the community and love for each other, and by doing this, it's showing hatred.
Hopefully going to wake some people up.
Kelly Lash is a licensed professional counselor in Portland and Newburgh, fighting for LGBTQ and BIPOC youth.
The statistics are alarming.
Studies by the Trevor Project show lesbian, gay, and bisexual youth are 5 times more likely to attempt suicide because of bullying and lack of support. And a study published in JAMA Pediatrics shows Black children under 13 are twice as likely to die by suicide compared to white children.
It is preventable. The treatment is love and acceptance.
Newburgh mother Ty Hardin Moore argued her Black son has not felt that acceptance.
Because my son was called a at school.
Kelly Lash says race, gender identity, and sexual orientation are not choices, but political identity is.
This is not a political issue. It's not a two-sided issue. There's a side of love and acceptance of people, and there's a side of fear.
Many, like J. Bill and Erin McCarthy, are sending a message to the youth being fought over.
Regardless of what people in positions of power are saying, know that you matter. Even though this is difficult, there are people who are here for you.
Galen Etlin, KGW News.
Before any ban can be enforced, the superintendent says district lawyers have to review it, and the ACLU says it's considering a legal challenge. And now we turn to the situation playing out in Afghanistan today. Evacuations of U.S. citizens and Afghans continues after the Taliban seized control of the country. A U.S. official tells the Associated Press that a potential Islamic State threat against Americans are forcing the U.S. military to develop new ways to get evacuees to the Kabul airport. They've reportedly told Americans still in the country to not travel to the airport without individual instructions from a U.S. government representative. Afghans are also facing a security risk because they have to go through Taliban-controlled areas with whatever documents they have. Many of the refugees have been sent to Qatar, but the country is filling up. Now the question remains, where will they go from there? And as we wait to see where refugees from Afghanistan will resettle, Oregon lawmakers are urging Governor Kate Brown and President Biden to send them here to Portland. The nonprofit Ecumenical Ministries of Oregon is one of the aid groups preparing for a large influx of people resettling here in the Pacific Northwest. They, along with other charities, will be tasked with helping people find affordable housing, furnishings, food, academic support, among other things. Meanwhile, the Portland Refugee Support Group will help new refugees navigate living in a foreign country.
But what we found was this very quick introduction and resettlement here in the United States was not helping the refugees in terms of that long-term planning towards success. And everybody defines success differently. We define success based on how our clients feel towards working towards self-sufficiency and eventually reaching self-sufficiency. And each person's path will be a different path. But because we're client-centered and client-focused, we work with the individual at finding the tools and the resources to help them reach their goals.
And coming up tonight on KGW News at 11, our Art Edwards will be talking about the differences between the aid groups and the Portland Refugee Support Group. He'll also share how the support group is changing lives of children at a local summer camp.